Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
How's everybody doing?
Freezing.
Hi, good morning.
So, while we're waiting for a couple others to get on, other than in the Northeast, how was this weekend? Business, open house is busy, slow. What are you saying?
I was with my family this weekend, so no open houses. It was kind of a holiday weekend.
Okay,
Did some shopping Black Friday.
you get some good deals?
Oh yeah.
That's good to hear. So, I guess if not a lot of feedback on that, what are some of the things that you think we need to do more of in 2025?
I have one thing I thought of, Rob. Can you hear me?
I can, yeah.
Okay. I always have a question. So I don't use Remax much in my presentations. I don't typically do that, but I do find that other brokerages are using their credentials quite a bit. I don't really have a feel for all of our locations, and I was wondering if there's a way to get a one pager or one slider put together that kind of shows the states, shows the cities, and maybe even some kind of headcount number.
Okay.
Because our main site is so generic, it doesn't really give you that breadth. But there's some real steam here that others don't have.
So one other thing I was not directly related to this, but starting in January, I am going to put together like a leaderboard for Remax Select Group, all the different offices in different states, so that at least everybody can have a little bit of comparison and competition. I don't know if I don't think anybody would hate that unless you do, just say it.
I love
And anybody have anything else that we should be doing more of in 25?
Rob, this is Marco.
Marco, how you doing?
Good morning. I'm sorry for everyone that's been using KV Core for a while, but when we first were provided with KV Core, I had been using another CRM, so I recently decided to adopt KV Core. So I apologize in advance if this is a question that has been answered before, but I've been finding that the follow-up plans within KV Core that are loaded automatically are really basic, and in the templates for emails and texts are really not up to par with some of the other ones I've seen out there, like what I used with Sierra Interactive, for instance. I was wondering if we as a brokerage, or if there is anywhere within the Remax network a set of follow-up plans better than what we have available.
Glenn, I know you don't use it, but aren't there shared plans on the platform?
there are. The problem is that now that KV Core is with 6 or 7 different brokerages, everybody looks the same when you use them. One recommendation I have is they take a little bit of work, but Etsy, ETSY, sells quite a few of them. They have some really great graphical ones that you can use through Canva and then plug them in. You have to create the campaign yourself, but at least you don't look like everybody else.
Could you spell that again, please?
ETSY. Yep.
Etsy. And Marco, we're doing Tuesday, I think it's at 10 o'clock. It should be in your email. Tyler, it might be 11. Tyler from our Arizona team is doing his KV Core training. It'll be for the next 6 weeks, and I think he's going to repeat it. So there's an opportunity for you if you want, and you can always pick him up offline if you need anything specific.
Outstanding. Thank you.
Yeah, and Rob, I just want to say I looked at that syllabus for that, and that was pretty great. I was stunned at how well it was put together.
Yeah, he's been doing that training out in Arizona, and they've gotten a little bit of a higher adoption rate than we do here. So I'm hopeful that will be a value add for everybody here. What else do you want to see more of that you want to see more from the company? I had an interview this morning with somebody that could help us to create print and social media material and templates. I'm just not sure how to deploy that across the company. We have I'm just getting distracted here. We have the Verizon coming to fix our internet. So templates, social media pieces, so we can supplement what's going on. Also, you know, I'd like to get everybody excited about the path to platinum for your team members from an accountability perspective, because I think in many cases, you know, underperformance is about lack of structure and process. And, you know, sadly, and not surprisingly at the same time, as team leaders, you know, we're setting the pace, but people aren't following us. So that's just a suggestion. The more people we can get bought into that, I think the easier the process will be for you to identify who's committed and to get them up to where they want to be on their own business plan. You know, I see Michael Gopi coming in and out. You know, maybe live events is something we can do more of, right? 2025. You're on mute, sir.
Yeah, my goal is to do a home seminar consistently. Like we did it a couple of times throughout the year, and it was a big success. So to get more involved in the community and educate people.
And you know, I think those events you had what, about 12 to 15 people at each event?
Yeah, about 12 to 15. I would say we closed the last event we had 15. We closed about 5 of them. And that was about 2 months ago we did that event.
Yeah, and then how did you source the audience for that? How did you promote it?
So out of the 5 agents that I have, what we did was we called every client that we know. Our inner circle, we went to their house, we drank coffee with them, we let them know if they had any family members or anybody that we can educate. It was just an educational session. Put it on Facebook. We put flyers around the office. We put it on the office window, and I mean, we did a lot of promotion.
And now, was there a relative of yours that was there that just started out working, and did they actually wind up getting approved or buy?
Yeah, so it was interesting because I told the team, and in this case, the relative that I have, just bring everybody to the home seminar, whether they want to buy, not buy. So my cousin actually came. She wasn't even looking to buy because she didn't think, she just started her job. She didn't even think she could get approved. So I told her to still come. When she came, when we educated her, we could connect her work history because she was working prior. Even though she started a new job, she didn't know we could connect the same. She's a dentist. She didn't know we could connect her same dentistry work in Hawaii. And we were able to make it happen by education. So, you know, a lot of clients need us. We just got to guide them to the right path. So yeah, we was able to find my cousin her house.
And was her partner just graduated from college too, right?
You know, yeah, he just graduated, not from college. He was in the military.
Or
He was
got
in
out of the
the Navy.
military?
He just finished
So-
his 4-year period from the Navy.
And we were able to use his fresh employment as well. So anyway, that was
Correct.
just that was a good story. Glenn, I know you've had some live vendor events. Have you had live, you know, buyer seller events?
Actually, I just launched one. So we and Michael, I got to give you a name of something so good. You're gonna love this. So we just launched one for we're targeting all Avalon Bays because everyone loves Avalon Bay the first year until they do their rent increase, and then everyone hates them. So I just launched it last Thursday. I've got 9 attendees scheduled for it, and it's a renter to buyer, but it's with a catch. One is the lender has offered pretty significant lender credits on top of a free appraisal. And we got it. I'm a big Willy Wonka fan, so we got golden tickets made up, and the envelopes are wax sealed. And basically, I'm going to give out golden tickets to everyone at the event with those offerings in them. But as a follow-on to it, I came across, as Facebook listened to me talking about this like for weeks, it dropped the ad in my way, and I got in touch with this company, and I'm not sure if you guys have heard of it. It's called Gravy. And what they do is they give an incentive for people to do the right thing. So if you pay your rent on time, you get a 5% credit per month for every month you pay your rent. If you do education on the platform, like about how to be a home buyer, you do it. If you do a credit check once a month on the platform, all at no cost, they give you $25 a credit check. And what it is, the credit comes in the form of lenders giving credits for close. In particular, the lenders that I've settled with will do up to 1% of the home value as a lender credit at the close, but it incents people to stay with you, stay on the platform. The money is only good if they close with you and the lender. But it's called Gravy. It's a real, if you look on my website, the Morris Agent website, under renters, it has path to ownership. And this weekend alone, just by putting it out on social media, I've gotten 18 people to register.
It's a great tip.
Thanks so much, Glenn.
Yeah, it's really cool. And it's like $200. It's so cheap. It's not even it doesn't even hit your radar. It's so cheap.
The 200 a year or a month?
200, period.
Okay. Very
Yeah,
good.
just the only thing to be cautious of is their long-term game is trying to get you to use their lenders and their title, but you can put your lenders and your title on the webpage. So just make sure you do that.
What's
Thank
the
you.
website? Gravy.com?
Gravy.io, I believe it is.
Awesome.
But just
Yeah.
like anything else, you can put on your website. If you don't actually market it, it won't do anything. I have it where I'm going to do an ad once a month. And then on top of that, it'll be a part of my, buyer seminar and how to get them going. But it's really an incentive-based program. They do the activities that are going to make them closer to home ownership, and it gives them money for it. It's a really wild dynamic. I've got people on there that have watched 5 of the trainings already just to see their money go up.
Very smart.
And what about attraction for building your team? I would think that I know, Glenn, you and some others here have leaned into your vendors. Have you seen any of your vendors give you new team members? And are you looking to your vendors to give you clients as well? Because I think that's a missed opportunity unless it's done with intent and structure.
Yeah, my lender certainly has given me 2 agents, but on the vendor side, I'm scratching my head going, I'm giving you $750,000 in business and I got nothing for it. And I'm not saying I want a kickback or anything like that. I just want a little reciprocity, and I haven't really figured out how to do that.
Well, how about when you do your events? I know you're big on having all your partners in the transaction come to these events, right? Maybe having a culture of referring back and forth, right? Your CPA that does your taxes should be referring you clients, right? Your doctor should be your real estate client, right?
Yeah.
I think we should be, the home inspector should be referring business if you give them a lot of stuff. And maybe we have more intent there. And then with the path to platinum and building a little bit more structure, perhaps we can, invite new people in and upgrade if our agents aren't going to come to, aren't going to perform and show up and do what needs to be done. I know You know, and I hate to keep leaning into you, Glenn, but I know that John, you moved the bar up to 1 1/4. He did 1 1/4. You moved it to 2 1/4. Last I heard, he was doing 2 to 3 1/4. Is that still the same?
It is at a reduced commission rate too.
So you cut his commission and you gave him a higher minimum performance criteria. And I know when you had that dinner, or when we had that dinner for your team, you know, he was excited to be more productive and didn't even complain about his commission going down. So
Yeah.
I just thought that might be something that we focus on the upcoming year as we attract people to our team. You know, people want to be surrounded by winners, and they say you become the average of the 5 people that you hang around. So if you allow low performers to be present on your team, that's going to impair others, right?
Yeah, and I'll tell you, Rob, I just, during our annual planning meetings, we changed things up for 2025, but it actually started today. And that is, you have to meet your conversation goal 3 times a week. And basically you get one chance, and then the second chance is you're off the team. And they've made them incorporate their vacations calendar into it, so that if they go away for 2 weeks, they need to do the work before or after, because the goal doesn't change, but the conversation piece has to. And I look at it like I'm building the team that I will be, not the team I am today.
Okay. What should we be doing less of? Like what's like old school at this point? Anybody?
I'm honestly so done with all the NAR stuff, discussing it.
So less conversations now. If you were following it, I think the DOJ even tried to change they tried to move the football again. Did you hear about that?
Yes.
As
I heard
crazy
about
as
that
it is,
also, but I agree with Glenn. We've talked so much and spent so much time on it. I think everybody kind of understands the concept, and we just need to sell more houses.
Yeah, I almost think,
so
Rob, I mean, I look at our business as being prospect, right? So maybe more how to really prospect, not just calls, but just prospect. There's so many avenues you can take with that.
what should we be doing? What should we be completely dropping from 2024? That is part of what we were doing at the beginning of the year, or we're doing to some extent at this point. Anybody have anything that you want to just completely get rid of? Glenn's a no. Lynn, how about you? Anything that you want to, drop completely?
Open houses just don't seem to be working for us at all. We've probably our last 10 open houses, and we have team members that have gone door to door with flyers saying they can come early. We do social media. Maybe 1 or 2 people show up out of the last 10 open houses we've done. We had a
We're in the same boat.
I'm sorry, you're in the same boat.
We're
Yeah.
in the same boat. Yeah, we're feeling the same thing. I think it's a market thing. It's not us.
Right.
It's just the way that shift has happened. Yeah.
We did a really nice event, and we got a good turnout for brokers. The brokers open, but nothing really came out of it.
Yeah, I would say I wouldn't really stop anything that you're doing. We're not stopping anything that we're doing. We're going to try to add to it. So to do less of anything is not in our business plan. We're just going to be adding to it.
But maybe, hey, Rob, one thing that I thought of last year, but I don't think we ever really got to it, was amongst this group, I don't necessarily always have all the emails, but if we could put together either a Slack chat or a group me for this group, like that gravy thing, I would love to put it out and give some examples with links and stuff. But if you ask me to do it via email, I'll never do it. But if you ask me to throw it in the Slack or a group chat amongst a smaller group like this, not the whole Remax org, but the team leaders, I think that would be really beneficial.
Yeah, I would appreciate that if you do
Yeah,
that.
that's good.
like the open house thing, I thought I was
Yeah.
alone, and now I know I'm not, right?
Oh, it's brutal. You sit there for hours.
Well, I mean, this time of year is gonna be a little rough, but I mean, you know, as the new year starts, it'll start picking up again. I think once the buyers start getting used to this interest rates being the way they are, that they're not gonna change, we're gonna start seeing more buyers out there.
Historically, also the second week of January is when business picks up. So we all know people are concerned with the holidays, family right now. So the next 3 weeks are going to be slower, but the second week of January, I think it'll be business as usual.
Well, and Scott, I'll just say that, I would like to, not take the entire month off for Christmas, because that really puts you in a hole for the beginning.
I'm not saying take the month off. We did an open house yesterday with a low turnout, but still did one anyway. No matter what, the neighborhood knows we're there and they see our signs, they see our marketing, and we are trying to farm that particular neighborhood. But that'll be the last open house we do for the month until next month. I mean, we're still making the calls, we're still working, but I'm just saying, I think we all know, and after my 11 years of doing this, that the next 3 weeks, you have serious people who need to move, but overall it is going to be a little bit slower for the next 3 weeks, but you're still making calls and making contacts to get people going after the new year. That's what I think anyway.
I think that's part
Yeah,
of our
no.
issue down here too, is a lot of our communities, we can't put signs out. So we have to
Yeah,
depend
that's
on everything else to bring anybody to an open house.
So maybe we could also, if there's a topic that we'd like to poll the group on, we could have a tool to kind of poll everybody that's in the front line to see if what you're experiencing is across the board, or maybe it's just regional, or maybe sometimes it's just in our head because we think it's happening, but it's maybe not really. What else? Does anybody actively have campaigns to recruit team members like you do for, Marco, you mentioned about like the KV4 campaigns. Does anybody have well built out recruiting campaigns where you follow up with the co-brokes that you worked with on transactions with your team? Did they have a good experience? Are we looking to attract them to your company, to your team?
I do, and I've gotten 2 from that now, Rob.
You get
And
two
this is
from that.
brand new. Yeah, it's like brand new. Like I literally put it in place 2 months ago.
2 months ago and 2 people, huh?
Yep. And what happens is when the transaction closes, CSU sends off a notification to the agent saying, "Hey, what did you think? Answer these 3 questions, reply." And when they reply, it sends me a message back, and I have a task on their CSU transaction to tell me to reach out. And at that point, I send a video saying, "Hey, Steven said that you were absolutely awesome on the transaction. Love to grab a cup of coffee with you and let you know how you can move from your," and I'll usually tell them their amount, your 2.5 million to 7 million next year.
Cool.
Do you get a good return on that?
2
Just
agents in
Glenn.
2 months. 2 agents in 2 months.
Okay.
Oops.
So I have a gift for the first person to take me up on it. Glenn sent me a Sisu BOGO. Buy one ticket, get one. If anybody wants to go out to the Sisu conference, I have an extra ticket for the first person
When
to
is it?
text me.
When is that, Rob?
It's March 17th and 18th, Glenn, right?
Yep.
So it's I think it's St. Patrick's Day and the day after. And it's in Salt Lake City, Utah.
Can you tell me more about that? I don't know this
You want
conference.
me to give a rundown, Rob?
Go ahead, Glenn.
I've been there once. So I've been to a ton of real estate conferences and all kind of didn't shine to me. This one, what they do is, one, you get a lot of smart people. A lot of it is around their platform, but it's about how you automate and how you market and how you more so you hold your people accountable. And it doesn't, even if you didn't use a spreadsheet, the conference would work. So they go through kind of the best practices. They have 2 really good coaches there that are all over YouTube. And then in the next day, they bring you to Spring. She's I think it's called Utah Life Real Estate. She's with Real. They bring you to her facility and give you a day in the life in a producer that does 1.2 billion a year. And it's the interactions that I had and the level of sharing is like I've never seen before. And it is very Sisu centric, but it's absolutely how do you get top performing? How do you get agents to perform at their best? And it's 2 days of it. My wife, to sum it up, we were leaving the first day from the conference, and I started to have discussions with my wife about everything. And she actually turned to me and said, "I can't do this right now. I have way too much to process." So really excellent. And I'll be there as well. And if you guys want to come early, we'll do some snowmobile.
Yep.
I'll actually be interested to looking into it. And I might not be the free rider because I can't give you an answer now, but that seems very interesting.
So Lynn Schmitz is the first texter. So welcome to the CISU conference, Lynn. And
Thanks.
anybody else wants to go, I think it's reasonably, it was what, $300? And I don't know if the BOGO still might even work today.
I think it is today. It ends.
Yeah, so if you want to go, still text me and let me know. And flights aren't too bad going there. I think from both Fort Lauderdale and New Jersey. So if you want to go, probably worth it. It was $300. And it's a BOGO. And if you're dying to go, let me see what I can match up with others.
And Scott, if you're on, just that you know, they actually sit with you and fix your Sisu, whatever you're not using. They'll do it in real time with you right then and there. They have the whole tech crew there ready to build anything out.
Yeah, I'm checking my calendar right now to see what that looks like for me if I can go.
Okay.
And Glenn, what do you pay per Sisu, just so people know? And you know, again, I mentioned to Glenn, I'm like, am I going to get canceled because I'm not a Sisu person or a team leader? And Glenn assured me not, and it seemed like I'm not.
Can you spell
So,
Sisu for me?
SISU, right?
That's right.
Thank you.
So what is the ballpark cost for that, Glenn? Is it like $600-700 a month?
$12.50 a quarter, and then it's $25 a user. So mine for 15 people is like, I don't know, $10,000 a year or so, a little over that.
Okay, so for 12 people, it's $850 a month. So that's like $60, $70 per person, you know, at that scale.
And just so everybody who doesn't know, because I'm definitely trying to get on board with it myself, the Sisu, if you have a team of more than, let's say, 4 people, and you want to know what everybody's doing, if you look, and you can have it on your computer, you can have it broadcast to a TV, like Glenn's always looking at the metrics. You can see each person in real time, everything that they're doing, how many calls they've made. Like Glenn always talks about conversations in minutes. You can really see a snapshot of each team member all at once, and the amount of money in the pipeline, the amount of money that's being earned, what you've done. It really is just like a one snapshot metric that you can see everything, which the more people you have, the more important it is. So that's just for those of you who don't know what it does besides what Glenn said, that's kind of an overview as a team leader, something that it can give you.
Yeah, and you know, from those that I've gotten to know very well, I think, you know, the overwhelming theme that I've seen everybody migrate towards when you care about your team members is, you know, caring isn't, you know, telling them everything's going to be all right and letting them get away with their bad behavior. You know, caring is really, you know, helping them to do and structure their business so that they can succeed, right? You know, being their BFF or, you know, not holding them to count is not going to help them get where they need to be. So anyway, that's my last comment. Unless anybody has anything else, hit me up if you want more details about the Sisu conference. And if you have anything else that you think about that we should be dropping or doing more of, text me on that, and I will work to have everybody that attends these meetings add it to a Slack group so that we can easily communicate to each other. So there's a new participant, we'll have Mary Cohn or Fred add them to the Slack group. Great idea. Everybody have a fantastic and productive week. If you need anything, let me know, and I'm here
Thank
for
you.
you. Thank
Thank
you.
you. Have a good one.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.